Hi, hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're here for some sprints. Who is here? Let me know. Um, hello, Malin. Hi from bed as usual. Thank you so much. I think you may be the only one here. I'm not sure. Happy Wednesday, everybody, and thanks for coming to write with me. Yeah, how are we? In truth, I have been struggling a little bit. The past couple of days have not been feeling very good, but I'm hoping that coming to write tonight will help me feel more like myself. So we're going to fake it till we make it. See what we can get done. Hi, Dami. How did the universe know I needed a sprint live stream? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Um, this is a good time slot that works for me, so I'm glad it works for you. Um, Yeah, thanks, Malin. Thankfully, the work stress should be getting better. Our busy season is over, and I got back from my trip on Monday. But I'm like, I have yet to feel like the feeling of relief and like the exhale of like, everything's okay. It's over. Like I'm still in that like unsettled stress mode. Like my mind and body don't know that everything is okay. And yeah, it's been tough. I basically have worked the past 14 days in a row, so I'm burnt out and hoping that this next week will be a lot of like recovery and trying to remember who I am outside of work, doing the things that make me happy and help me stop thinking about work. Like that's the thing I'm really struggling with is not having my wandering mind just go immediately to work. And honestly, the thing that helps me the most with that is writing because writing is so absorbing. And that's really helpful and sounds really great right now, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a lot. I turned off all my notifications on my phone. And we're trying to like put work boundaries back on, you know what I mean? So that's what we're about. Leaving work behind at the end of the workday is so important, but it can be so hard. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Usually, I can have a pretty good work-life balance, but it's just the month of November that is pretty hellish. Um, and yeah, on the flip side, I'm feeling so passionate about the draft that I'm working on right now. I'm so excited about Hare's book, even though like it's moving so slowly because of the aforementioned work stress. But I'm super motivated to try and finish it by the end of December. It's feeling short, that feels accomplishable. And the more time I can claw back to myself, I think it's possible. Yes, thank you for the love on Harris book. It is true escapism, and I think that's why I'm shown up here tonight is for the escapism of it all. So let me know what you're working on. Mal, and I assume you're working on catching some Z's, but Dami, let me know what you're working on, and anyone else in the chat. I think I'm gonna suggest something controversial yet brave, and that is I think I'm gonna switch up our sprint structure for the night because I really just want to escape into my work. I'm thinking about some longer sprints. I usually like to do short sprints, but I'm kind of feeling the long tonight. So I think I'm just gonna do 2:30s to be very honest, and let me know if that's okay with you guys. Hi, Devesha. I like at the end of the world day. Yeah, that it really has been feeling like world days more than work days, and that feels appropriate. So yeah, I guess I will go ahead and get our 30-minute sprint started. Um, Speaking of Harris book, our first one is beach. I almost said beach flavored, beach themed. My brain does not work. Dami is working on an adult steampunk fantasy. Realized a few weeks ago it needs a rewrite, but definitely have been making progress. That's amazing. I prefer longer sprints generally. I need like warm up time. Okay, good. I'm glad that works for you too. And I know that you're writing a steampunk, and I've been so interested in it. I wrote a gaslamp fantasy last year. And so steampunk is really interesting to me, and I want to read more steampunk. So I'm excited to see where this project goes, Dami. Um, yeah, beach flavored. I don't want to know, is that just like sea salt, I guess, if you were to have a beach flavor? Thank you. Thanks, Devasia. It was very nice. I did a lot of resting, honestly, and just like trying to teach myself to not think about work again. So I just did a lot of resting and did, a little bit of Christmas shopping because I'm like incapable of just like doing absolutely nothing, like I get very restless. So I feel like I made progress in that department. Hi, Moses. How are you? Thanks for joining. We are just about to start our sprint. So let me get that pulled up. Hi, James. Welcome. Beach flavored makes me think of saltwater taffy. I've never had saltwater taffy. Is it good? Is it worth the, like, it just seems hard to eat. That's just me. Um, all right, everybody. We will kick off our 30-minute sprint. So I hope you have some good warm-up time. Hopefully you can get immersed in your project, and I will see you on the other side. So good luck. Hi, everyone. That's the end of our 30-minute sprint. Let me take down our banner. Tell me how you did. That was very good for me. Let me see. I finished chapter 8, and it feels like I've been on that chapter probably all month, to be honest. And I got 661 words, so that was very good. And I'm going to start a new chapter on our next sprint. Oh, and I think finally the draft is over 30K. Finally, I'm so excited. Feels like I've been creeping up on that for a long time. So that's very exciting. So let me know how you did on that sprint. We had lots of friends join us while we were writing. Hello, Hazelnut. Thanks for joining. Let me see. We said hello to Moses and James. Wallace came in. Oh, hi. And Miley, thanks for joining. And Katie, hi, bestie. And CJ, welcome. Wow, working on some analysis of a diary and letters for these sprints. That's really cool. Are you writing a like scholarly article, CJ, or a dissertation of some kind? I would love to know whose diary and letters you're analyzing. That's so exciting. I'm an English major, if you couldn't tell. um, Lovely. Wallace did some budgeting after some unexpected expenses. Oh, I'm sorry, Wallace. Those are never fun. I hope nothing was too emergent, and I hope everything's okay. I know you're having a rough day, so I'm sending you hugs. Um, and let me see, where did my question go? Yes, so our chatty topic for the sprint. I talked a lot at the beginning of the stream about how I've been dealing with quite a lot of work stress and my balance is all out of whack. So I asked, what helps you reset your creativity and good balance after stressful times in life? Please help a girl out. For me, it really is writing. Writing is something that I have full control over myself, you know. I'm the only one who can affect how my writing goes, and so it's very like healing to be able to make progress in something that like is really just reliant on me and helps me have that feeling of control, which maybe says something about me that I need to talk about with a therapist. But that feeling is very helpful when other things in life feel out of control, I guess you could say. Um, but for y'all, you said reading, lots and lots of reading. I've already read 10 books this month and have a couple more to go. That is amazing. 10, I don't know if I've ever read 10 books in a month. That's such a slay. I love that. And Katie agreed. Also love reading to escape and reset. This is a good reminder, because winter is always the season of reading for me. That's when I want to dive into like big, chunky fantasies, because there's no sunlight out. So what better time to just hole up and read books, you know? Showers always seem to balance me and feel creative again after stressful times. My greatest comebacks to old conversations came from the shower. I so relate to this, Moses. I always, when I'm like really strung out, I'm like, I'm gonna go take a hot shower. I totally do this as well. And I think it makes sense, right? Why we get good ideas when we're in the shower and why like the shower is like our processing time, because that is a time when we are away from screens, away from distraction, and we're just giving our mind that like sifting time to think through things. You know what I mean? And it's helpful to have other times like that. Like my paint by numbers was kind of another similar thing where it's kind of just like my hands are busy and I'm just letting my mind do the sifting. Um, so that makes a lot of sense to me. Kay said, I also love reading as a way to escape and reset. I also like rewatching very creative shows and movies or finding new ones. It's easier and faster for me to escape into them. That's a great point. I should start a new show. I think that would help me feel like new chapter is starting, you know? Um, yeah, and woos for new chapter 9. My mental health day was very nice. Thank you, Katie. I did a lot of just resting and trying to practice not thinking about work and shifting gears into letting my personal life take some space in my brain. I did a lot of resting. I did some Christmas shopping and have notifications all off on my phone, and I'm just trying to reset. You know what I mean? Um, you posted something in the Discord, Wallace, my dear. Come on now. Don't give me all the telepathic credit. But I hope it's getting better. And I hope tomorrow is even better. James said, if my creativity isn't working, then I'm out of balance in other areas of my life. I have to take a moment to fix whatever is going on. Then the creativity will restart if I begin gently. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Can't put a lot of pressure on it. If it's not there, you just need to give it time. Oh, my DMs are open. I'm so sorry. I hope it's okay. Oh man, I hope everyone's happy, healthy, safe. No emergencies, please. I hope you're okay. Um, okay, so CJ is working on a master's thesis chapter I'm hoping will eventually turn into an article. English lit major specializing in World War I nursing archives and writing. Wow, CJ, this is really interesting. I bet the letters and diaries you're reading are really captivating. Um, are they online? Are you like able to go see any of these documents in person? That's really cool. Yeah, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one who is like using writing as therapy. My whole life falls apart. My writing is what keeps me sane. Yeah. Writing is the thing that I can keep doing when, you know, writing is free. You know, the only thing it costs is time. Um, I love a good read. Currently getting into a cozy fall witchy read, Rewitched. Just started, but I really like it so far. Excellent. I will add that to my winter list. Devasia said, I think watching movies and listening to music because those are guaranteed idea generators for me. Or like if I'm out in public, I try to find one small thing in my surroundings, zero in on it, and think, how can I turn this into a story? Wow, I love your creative brain, Devasia. That's so cool. I'm gonna try and practice that more. It kind of helps, I think, to be step back and take that like observational role when things are starting to get really stressful. Just kind of like step back and be like, okay, we can look at this objectively. Oh, thank you. Yeah, retail therapy, right? Even though it's gifts for other people, it's fun and distracting, and it's something that I just haven't had time to think about. Like my family started our Christmas spreadsheet, and usually I'm the first one who's like, fill out the spreadsheet. I want to buy gifts early, you know, because I have to ship everything to New England. Um, and everyone was like, we've all done the spreadsheet and you haven't even looked at it. And I'm like, I know, you guys. Oh, just been so out of it. They ended up being published, so thankfully they were easy to access. Excellent. That's good. I love technology. I also find reading and, to be honest, writing fan fiction is helpful to balance too. There's something about those writers' absolute love of their work without pressure to be so calming and lovely. That's a great point. Yeah, it's really nice to just go to the most fun thing, you know, the most absorbing and self-indulgent thing to just really get our minds off of things, you know? And this is a great point, CJ. That also means that like the characters and the setting are familiar and comforting. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you know it's bad when you don't look at the Christmas spreadsheet. Yeah, I've been so out of the loop, man. But I caught up on some stuff today, so I feel like more connected with myself. So that's good. Great. Well, thank you all for sharing your resetting strategies. Good reminders for me to get reading, honestly. Um, I really need to just get off of social media, and the doom scrolling um, is not a good strategy. So we're gonna turn the ship around. Um, Familiarity of characters and even tropes is very nice, and now I want to go read fan fiction. Well, you're so allowed to go do that. I am gonna pull up a 30-minute sprint, and if you want to spend it reading comforting fan fiction in your favorite world, that sounds excellent and a great use of our relaxing Wednesday night. Um, so let me get this pulled up. Um, all right, everybody, here's our next sprint. Good luck. All right. That's the end of our sprint. Let me know how you did. That was very good for me. I got a good portion into this new chapter 9, which I'm very excited about. I left myself a lot of bullet points for where I'm going to go next because I kind of thought of a potential plot hole that I had opened, and then so kind of had to work my way around that before I made it any worse. And yeah, I'm now up to 1169 for the day, which I really wasn't expecting to get that many words today. So I'm really pleased. Today did not feel like it was going to be a high word count day, and for me, lately 1169 does feel like quite an accomplishment. I don't know if I've had many word days like that this month. So I'll take it. I will take it. So let me know how you did. Let me see. James said, I'm surprised your people didn't organize an intervention, I think because my family is very organized. And I'm guessing this is about the Christmas spreadsheet. um, I will later tonight. Gotta edit the podcast episode first. Oh, for reading fan fiction. Okay, good. Yes, gotta get our tasks done, and then we can have cozy fanfic time later. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for joining. I'm glad they're helpful. So happy to have you here. And I asked y'all if you are doing a November writing challenge this month, and if so, how's it going? I know that with everything going on with Nano, we're taking this opportunity to reevaluate um, November writing challenges and whether they work well for us, if they don't, what we want to take from those experiences and what we are ready to leave behind. So I think it's been a useful like reevaluation of everything, honestly. For me, I think I knew November was going to be absolutely insane. So for me, I just really want to finish Hare's book by the end of December. It would feel really, really awesome if I could get a new book done this year. In addition to the revision I did on Project Gemstone earlier this year, like I think that would be a writing year that I'd be pretty happy with. So yeah, November I was just gonna do what I could do, and then in December we'll put the pedal to the metal and see where we get. But I'm interested in what you all are doing. So CJ said doing Heart Breathing's Rough Draft Challenge, which I have heard of, and you have 25,761 of 40,500 words, considering lowering the count to something I find more manageable, getting a bit overwhelmed. Writing is a lot of pausing and thinking and rewording. And that is so true. But first of all, 25,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. You should get a big pat on the back for that, for real. And if you did that all in 20 days, shoot, that's pretty fantastic. You have a lot to be proud of already. If I change my goal, I'd be aiming for 30,000, which would be the total word count for my 2 chapters. Since it's the bulk of my project, I feel like that would be a satisfying achievement. Yeah, all that matters is that it's satisfying to you and it's good progress forward. You know what I mean? So I think that sounds great, and never be afraid to change your goals. Hello, Sasha. Good to see you. I hope the work emails were wrapped up well. Wallace did some more budgeting, trying to figure out everything for December and the holidays. Katie started editing the podcast, but really just fell into a doom scroll. That's okay. I honestly spent the first probably 7 minutes of that sprint on Instagram. I will not lie. I will not lie. But we snapped out of it. We snapped out of it. Hello, some deep mystery. I made dinner, but while I was eating, I think I solved a problem I was having in the last scene I was working on today. See, this is what we were talking about, like Moses with the shower. We need to give our brains time to sift through things when we're not, taking in new information and we're just sitting and thinking and letting our brains work over things. That's great. I'm so glad you you got a solution. Um, uh-oh, Devacia's definitely getting shamed at accountability. Rot-row. Theoretically, I was supposed to write 50K this month, but this book is being rather difficult, to be honest, so the challenge is not going well. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie, but I'm sure you've made forward progress in the month, you know? I'm sure you have added words, and that is fantastic. That gives you information, that gives you something to work from. So much better than nothing. So much better than nothing. During that sprint, I started dinner, made the rice and beans for burritos. Sounds yum. Can I come over? Word-wise, I'm killing it. Actual goal-wise, I'm falling behind because these scenes just keep being too long. I should have hit the midpoint in mid-November. Oh my gosh. I am afraid to ask how many words you've written this month because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot. But that's fantastic. You're writing the damn thing, you know what I mean? Thank you, Katie. Have you discussed your plans for Project Gemstone or Hair for the new year? I haven't said too much about Project Gemstone. I definitely need to make an update video about it, which really like means that I need to make up my mind about what I'm doing, and that's mostly why I haven't talked about it. She's in timeout at the moment. I basically need to make a lot of big decisions about the next revision I'm gonna do. I've had a lot of realizations about things that went wrong with Project Gemstone, basically. And there's still so much that I love about it, but I've reflected a lot on the plot, and I've had a lot of help from critique partners and beta readers to kind of help me realize some very important things that I want to fix and make sure are right. And that's been overwhelming for sure. And I'm trying to like basically there's two paths I could take with the book. Um, and I'm waffling a lot about which way to go. I feel like I need to read comps to help me decide what this book ultimately is going to be. I've talked a lot about the fact that it's a weird book. It's like in the middle of a lot of different Venn diagrams, and that's not something I totally love. And so I'm thinking a lot about I accidentally made it a few different things, and maybe I should just try to make it one thing. And I know that's really vague. It doesn't make sense. And hopefully I'll make a coherent video about that at some point when I know what I'm doing. But yeah, unfortunately, she's in timeout right now. I'm not shelving her, like I don't think I could. I've written like 3 different new outlines at this point for her, but I'm not ready to commit to a direction. And so like, yeah, I'm just waffling, as you can tell by the like word vomit that's coming out of my mouth right now. But as far as Hera's book, yeah, I want to finish it by the end of this year. It's been a really fun distraction. It's helped me feel like I still know how to write. I still have fun writing. And while I'm spiraling and panicking about Gemstone, this has been helpful. But yeah, I think I definitely will be relying heavily on Malin in early 2025 to help me think about the plot for Hera's book, make sure that whatever I've drafted is a plot that I'm happy with and that I'm ready to stick with. I think Malin and I are so aligned on reading fun, trashy, spicy romance, and that is Hera's book. So I think it'll be really fun if I can rope her into working on that with me. But yeah, sorry, long rambling answer. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for jumping in. So good to see you. Wendy has written more words this month than I have all year. Oh, Wendy, that's fantastic. I know that you're a size queen, but that's so impressive. Yeah, she's in timeout, but it's not forever. She'll come back out. Um, so relatable with the multiple directions and also need to read comps. I did the same thing with the Wrath King many moons ago, so I get it. Yeah, I think I set out with certain intentions for the book, and then I went off in a different direction and didn't course correct, basically. And so I have to decide, like, do I want to stick with my original intention of what got me really excited about the project and try and stay true to that vision? Or do I want to make something out of the mess that I made? Which is, putting things harshly. I'm still so proud of the book. Um, but there are some big decisions that I have to make in order to keep being happy with it, I guess. Yeah, understand the waffle. And it has definitely been a relief from the spiral. Drafting is always a good distraction. Yeah. Don't be surprised if I call you up, Katie. I definitely feel like once I have a draft, like 3 or whatever, I will definitely be coming to the brothel Discord and looking for betas because um, y'all would be the perfect audience. Think I'm just wordy. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Was Project Gemstone the one you were going to serialize? Yes, it was. And that's definitely part of what happened. I wrote the first draft thinking of it serially, and I was following a lot of advice about how to make serials work on Kindle Vella. And so a lot of the way that the like chapters are structured um, has to do with that. And when I kind of realized that Kindle Vella was really falling apart and I didn't really want to put it on Vella, I didn't really like make a different plan for how to approach the structure. And so it still has that kind of like episodic feel, and it doesn't really feel like a novel. And there are like things that uh, are like opened in the beginning of the novel, and then like they don't come back until the end. And there are detours off in this direction and little like side quests, which like was really fun to write. Like I had a blast because it was like writing a TV show, like on this episode we're doing X, and that was super fun. But it's not effective as a novel, and it is in fact a little frustrating probably for the reader to be like, yo, what's up with that main plot though? Like, hello. And it makes for the pacing really, really strange. So it's frustrating because like I probably should have been able to predict that. And a lot of it is just me like having grief with myself over the time wasted of like I had inklings that there were things not right. And I had this like gut feeling that like something didn't work and it was still too serial. And I wish I had listened to that gut check. Like it wasn't expressed to me by beta readers, but I had that gut check feeling of like, I don't know. I really love the book. I love the characters. I think it's fun, but I was really worried that it was still too much of one thing and not enough of another. And sometimes you gotta listen to your gut. And I pressed forward and did a revision that I shouldn't have done. And I probably should have um, taken a harder look at the plot um, in between my last rounds. So this is all stuff that I've been processing, and I'm not very coherent about it. I've not made a lot of decisions, and I'm definitely like still grieving the time spent. Like that's been the hardest thing to accept is like the time spent going in the wrong direction. And as someone who like, doesn't make very much writing progress every year, like having that fail is like kind of an extra sting of like, oh man, like it takes me so long to make progress on books that having that setback is really painful. I guess like I'm already 31, and so I can get existential real quick about how long it takes me to finish things. Um, so yeah, sorry, I'm just like dumping on you right now. Um, no, don't worry. You can be a nosy noodle. like the people who come to the sprints you're my crew, and I'll spill my guts. Don't worry. Sounds like it'd be fun to read if that would be kept in mind, but yeah, it makes the pacing and structure off sadly because I do love a filler episode. Yeah, it was like filler episodes all the time, and probably like 50-50, like fun filler times, and then like, oh, okay, we actually have an arcing plot. There are other ways to post serialized, but they probably aren't as easily found by readers though, like Ream. Yeah, I have heard of Ream. That's definitely interesting and something I'm keeping an eye on for sure. It's hard to listen to your gut when imposter syndrome is so in our heads, at least for me, because what if the gut is wrong? Yeah, I know. It's part of, I still feel like such a new writer all the time. Because even though I've been probably seriously writing for however many years, I don't even know at this point, you know, I've still only worked on like 4 book length projects. And so I still feel really new as far as like trusting my writing instincts. Going to say goodbye because my neighbor is doing a matzah night, but such an interesting conversation. Thank you for sharing. Bye, Wallace. Thanks for joining. You're the best. Have a great time at matzah night. That sounds really fun. So I understand it completely. And yeah, that setback would be hard. Yeah. That's just my self-conscious, self. I think everybody worries about running out of time. I've even watched AuthorTube videos of like 24-year-olds talking about this feeling of, I'm already 24 and so much time gone by. It's hard when you have a hobby like writing that takes such consistent effort. I also try to keep in mind that the drafts that I get to wouldn't exist without those foundational drafts. Even if they did go in the wrong direction, at least now you know it was wrong. So moving forward, you can do with confidence, and that revision will still work that helped you understand the characters and such. Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Katie. It definitely, you know, was still a minor improvement on the draft that came before. It just didn't fix the larger problems, but you're totally right. Doing all those drafts makes me more confident in the things that are working about the project. It's not all trash. Is it the gut or is it the imposter? Oh, isn't that the age-old question? Oh, thanks, Katie. Thanks for listening and getting me to talk about it. Because it's been something I've been turning over a lot and not sure what I'm doing. So it's helpful to lean on community, and you guys always get it. What if the gut is the imposter? I know. What if I'm the imposter? What if I am the one who doesn't have imposter syndrome but is just an imposter? That's what my mind tells me. Take it from 50 plus. If writing has enriched your life, that is good enough. Let everything else flow from there. So well said, James, as always. As always, you bring me the truth bombs that I need to hear. Literally always be listening, nosy noodle over here. And it's nice that I can talk back in the comments. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me see. I think the hard part is that the imposter's opinion is often founded in a tiny bit of truth. Yeah, I know just enough about writing to be dangerous, but not enough for me to be fully 100% confident in myself. But all right, everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up there. I mentioned at the top of the stream that we were going to just do 2 sprints tonight, take it a little easy. And I actually got a lot of writing in already. I got up to 1,100 words for the day. And I thank you guys so much for that because I would not have sat down and done that if we didn't have the sprints tonight. Um, So I'm so glad you guys came, kept me accountable, kept me company, and lifted my spirits a little bit. I needed that. And you guys always make me feel better, honestly. So true, Wendy. It's always that kernel of truth that makes it hard to overcome. That's why I have my mantras of like, it's just a first draft. It's just a first draft. Thank you so much for coming. Always lovely to see y'all as always, and I love you. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for coming. Let me think. We do have a lot of fun stuff actually coming up this week. I am going to be streaming again on Friday. I'm going to be on Cody's channel, Cody the writer. I'm so excited to stream with him and Alyssa and Natalie. And if you don't know them, please go find Cody's channel and look up their channels. There's so many great people in the community this year that are like bringing so much great energy in. There's live streams left, right, and center. It's so fantastic. And so that's going to be Friday at, I think, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And on Saturday morning, Melon and I are going to have a Lazy Gang stream. So we have a topic picked out that I'm really, really excited to talk about, kind of in the same vein of Harris' book being my fun relief project at the minute. So we're going to talk about self-indulgent writing and, leaning into the trashy spicy or whatever is fun and distracting to you, whatever that may be. But for Malin and I, it's romance books. So we're going to talk about that on Saturday. And I'm so excited to see y'all there. Yeah, running sprints are definitely recharging to me. It's really helpful to just get out in the community and talk to people and not be so isolated. You know what I mean? Yes, Alyssa and her books. That's right. So many lives and so many vlogs. I know. I personally am obsessed with how many people are reviving the art of the writing vlog right now. Like writing vlogs are my bread and butter. I love them. And it's so exciting to see people getting on the writing vlog train. We're really being spoiled with daily, weekly vlogs right now. It's a golden era. Oh, thanks, Wendy. It's so wonderful to have you here. I'm going to aspire to be a size queen like you. Thank you, Katie. Love talking about self-indulgent writing. Yay! I thought you would be. We definitely need your input. Yeah, I'm trying. I just couldn't resist asking them to join me for the Storyteller's Hearth. I was so excited to have some new faces on, and it's been really fun. And it keeps me writing, keeps me writing, and that's what's helpful. Yeah, yeah. Well, that midpoint sounds really fun, Wendy. I'm excited for you. Yeah, so that's what's up on the horizon. I hope I will see you all on some sprints this week. Yeah, have a great time. Happy writing. Thank you so much. Bye.